Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. It's been roughly 8 months since I posted a movie review on the channel, but that's about to change, because in a few moments, you're going to hear my thoughts and feelings on the Lifetime movie Wrath, starring Michelle Williams. Now in 2021, the Lifetime channel announced that they would be showing a Seven Deadly Sins movie series, and that series will be produced by T.D. Jakes. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking that we as the audience will get at least one new movie a month for the rest of the year. Well, as the saying goes, the devil is a lie, and we unfortunately got only 2 movies last year, with absolutely no clue of when the remaining movies will be released. Then lo and behold, a few months ago, we learned that Lifetime will be releasing 2 more movies this year, which is Wrath and Greed, and this is something that I had been waiting for. The first 2 movies of the series, which were Lust and Envy, were pretty decent, and I was wondering how Wrath would match up to them. So for the purposes of this review, I'm going to briefly break down the Lifetime movie Wrath. I'll share with you what I liked and disliked about the movie, and I'll round things out by giving an overall rating for the movie. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. The word wrath can be defined as extreme vengeful anger, and in my opinion, there were so many ways that the movie could have tackled this concept while tying it back to faith in God. And I'll be upfront with all of you. I think the movie dropped the ball in that aspect. The movie Wrath follows the story of Chastity Jeffries, played by Michelle Williams. Chastity is a single woman and a lawyer who's goal-oriented due to feeling the need to measure up to her father's expectations. By chance, she bumps into a man named Xavier, who is another lawyer that just ended a relationship with his girlfriend, and it doesn't take us as the viewing audience very long to see that this guy is a complete nutcase. So Xavier and Chastity link up, find out that they have a lot in common. Xavier gives Chastity that good old pickle tickle, and that should have been the end of that. But before Chastity could take the walk of shame, Xavier interrupts her and says, so what are we now? You see folks, Chastity was completely fine with busting her nut and dipping out, but Xavier had other plans, and he wanted to make Chastity his wife, at least after 1 week of knowing her. In other words, Chastity had that Erykah Badu Mushu between her legs, and that sex caused Xavier to turn into a stalker and Ike Turner reincarnated. He abuses her, puts her life in danger, kidnaps her, but through the power of God and plot armor, Chastity survives, and she opts not to kill Xavier before ultimately forgiving him for all the crazy stuff he put her through. So when it comes to what I liked about this movie, the list isn't really that long. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised at the sex scenes that Michelle Williams had, because I never saw that side of her before, and it had me believing that she was about that life. I also appreciated what the movie attempted to accomplish in its storytelling. However, there were a number of things that I really wasn't feeling about this movie. First, there's the acting. I know this is a Lifetime movie, but the characters in the movie either give acting performances on 2 modes. They're either extremely nonchalant, or they're extremely over the top. Xavier's character provides 95% of the over-the-top acting, and everyone else is pretty chill, even in times of crisis, and it kind of brought the movie down for me. Then there's the storytelling. The movie paints Xavier as being extremely crazy and angry without any proper explanation for it. At one point, Xavier blames his fits of anger on being abused as a child, which in some roundabout way could be possible. But being abused as a child doesn't explain why Xavier went into stalker mode by bugging Chastity's computer and popping up at restaurants as well as her home unannounced. Then there were plenty of actions taken by Xavier, such as the breaking of Chastity's phone, the pushing her in the middle of the street as a car is approaching. That should have been red flags to Chastity and caused her to get the police involved and get a restraining order at the very least. But she never did any of those things, and the movie doesn't really explain why. In my opinion, in the real world, most of the women in Chastity's situation would have ghosted Xavier after the first incident. And lastly, the reference to God and Christianity in the movie were next to non-existent in comparison to the first 2 movies, Lust and Envy. So by the end of the movie, when Chastity references her faith, it feels somewhat hollow. But I think the worst violation of the movie was having us believe that Roger, played by Lil Romeo, was the same age as Chastity. Now I know that black don't crack, but come on now. Even Stevie Wonder could see that those 2 don't appear to be the same age. When it came to the concept of wrath, there were so many directions that the movie could have went in, That would have nailed the Seven Deadly Sin concept, and the movie would have been pure epic. But the movie took the easy route by telling your typical and predictable stalker survivor story. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give this movie a solid 4. The movie accomplishes what it sets out to accomplish, but it was a huge missed opportunity in my opinion. In comparison to Lust and Envy, I would have to say that Envy was the best movie, followed by Lust and Wrath. So if you haven't seen Wrath yet, and you are wondering whether you should check it out or not, I would say check it out at least once and form your own opinion. Because I still think that the movie serves as a lesson on what not to do when dealing with folks who you know are crazy. And with that marks the end of the review. If you have any comments related to the review or the movie, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply to each and every comment. And it is my hope that on tomorrow, I'll be posting my review for the Lifetime movie Greed. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.